Oh my goodness, you won't believe the shocking bombshell that just dropped. Get ready for some piping hot tea about Diddy and some major Hollywood names trying to slip away.
Well, some shocking new court documents filed Friday, alleging that disgraced rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs is breaking more rules from behind bars. He's now accused of attempting to influence potential.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names.
The drama is getting even juicier, darlings. Fresh court documents are spilling all kinds of tea about Diddy's alleged rule-breaking behind bars. But hold on to your seats because that's not even the biggest shocker. Ashton Kutcher and Steve Harvey are reportedly planning to flee the country. Why? They've apparently been called to testify against Diddy in his upcoming trial.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis split rumors have been circulating online after his friendship with Diddy has been put under a magnifying glass following the rapper's arrest.
Ashton Kutcher were before Ashton and his Diddy partying. You got Ashton Kutcher in love with Mila Kunis on that 70s show. Then they break up for absolutely no reason after he starts hanging out with Diddy. Then he marries Demi more. He replenished himself by doing inappropriate things with their daughters.
Can you even imagine what kind of secrets Diddy must be holding over their heads to make these A-listers consider packing their bags and saying goodbye to America? The tea is scalding, honey.
Steve Harvey also has a very inappropriate relationship with the diddler. And the truth is, a lot of these older men push their daughters to hook up with their celebrity friends so that they can keep the favor machine going. How do you share with your daughter, you know?
Now here's where it gets absolutely wild. Both Ashton Kutcher and Steve Harvey have been named as defendants in civil and criminal lawsuits against Diddy. The allegations are beyond shocking. They were allegedly involved in Diddy's notorious freak-off parties and intimate misconduct with minors. There's even talk about compromising camera footage. But wait, there's more tea to spill. Steve Harvey's daughter was reportedly involved with Diddy when she was 22 and he was 50. The scandal.
Because they actually look pretty happy.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
Shocking! For some reason.
Let me take you back to the 90s, darling, where this twisted web began. Apparently, Diddy played fairy godfather to Steve Harvey's career, helping him reach those dizzying heights of fame. But honey, nothing in Hollywood comes without a price. And the cost? His own daughter. Despite playing the protective daddy card in public and acting all strict about Lori's dating life, Steve was right there watching while Diddy courted his baby girl.
Date.
I think it's more interesting that Steve Harvey's there.
Survey says the #1 most interesting thing about this photo is
Diddy and his son are Eskimo brothers.
Oh, the drama gets even thicker. These allegations are sending shockwaves through Hollywood, reminding us that beneath all that glitter and glamour lies a seriously dark underbelly. For those who missed the backstory, let me catch you up on the Diddy-Lori saga that had everyone's jaws on the floor back in 2019. Shortly after his split from Cassie Ventura in late 2018, Diddy started making headlines with none other than Lori Harvey. But here's the gag. Lori had previously been linked to Diddy's own son, Justin Combs. Can you say awkward family dinner? TMZ caught wind of the Lori-Justin romance before she moved on to Daddy Dearest. Then in July 2019, paparazzi snapped Diddy and Lori strutting around New York City in matching outfits. The audacity. Even though Diddy tried playing coy earlier that year, denying any romance, the truth came bubbling to the surface faster than champagne at one of his parties. But by October 2019, this May-December romance had fizzled out faster than a sparkler on New Year's Eve. Insiders called it a fun fling that just didn't last. Diddy claimed he was focusing on healing after losing Kim Porter. And honey, let's talk about Kim for a second. She's allegedly one of the people Diddy is accused of silencing when they tried exposing his disturbing behavior. The plot thickens. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Eagle-eyed fans noticed something peculiar in photos of Lori with Diddy. Her nail polish, specifically white nail polish. Sounds innocent enough, right? Wrong! According to Cassie's explosive lawsuit, in Diddy's world, white nail polish wasn't just a fashion choice. It was allegedly a signal of being an S-worker in his activities. Comedian Cat Williams dropped even more tea, suggesting Steve Harvey might have used his own daughter as a pawn to get closer to Diddy. the implications are absolutely chilling.
There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Cat Williams in there.
And speaking of Steve Harvey, his squeaky clean family man image might need some serious PR work. The tea about his behind-the-scenes behavior is scorching. Remember when his talk show moved to LA? His staff got hit with the most ridiculous demands. A leaked memo showed Harvey basically telling employees not to dare breathe in his direction unless specifically summoned. The drama between Harvey and Cat Williams is its own reality show. In 2015, Harvey got slapped with a lawsuit for allegedly bailing on a private jet lease after dropping $400,000 on renovations. Williams also spilled tea about Harvey allegedly stealing creative ideas, claiming the Steve Harvey Show was a copycat of Mark Curry's Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and honey, Williams did not hold back about Harvey's acting abilities, saying Hollywood wasn't looking for someone who talks funny and looks like Mr. Potato Head. The shade.
Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write.
Let me tell you why Steve Harvey isn't exactly looking squeaky clean when it comes to his Diddy connections. Could this be the real reason he's suddenly thinking about leaving the country? Everyone's whispering that he's trying to dodge questions about Diddy's infamous activities. And get this, he's not running solo. Ashton Kutcher has reportedly joined the Flee the Scene Club. Speaking of Ashton, his silence is deafening. He's been linked to those notorious Diddy parties, and while he probably has enough stories to fill a whole Netflix series, he's choosing to grab his passport instead of spilling the tea.
Diddy party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote, if you
really?
have one, yeah. Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, can't tell that one either.
Now let me spill some vintage tea about Ashton and Diddy's friendship that not everyone knows about. These two had what Ashton himself called a bizarre connection. But honey, it worked. They were everywhere together, watching football, going on runs, living their best bromance life. It all started with Punk'd, Ashton's hit MTV show, and from there, their bond just grew and grew, with Diddy diving into TV production himself. Those infamous Diddy white parties? Ashton was a regular, especially that legendary 2010 Labor Day bash where Hollywood's elite got wild. Here's the gag. When Time magazine crowned Ashton as one of the 100 most influential people in the world, Diddy was gushing like a proud mama. He called Ashton his sounding board and said, "Like me, he's a mogul, a new media mogul, but we're like yin and yang. I'm in your face and he's all cool and suave."
We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out and watch football together. And he came over and I was like, "I'm going for a run." He was like, "Oh, I'll go for a run with you."
But honey, how the mighty have fallen. Now Ashton's avoiding Diddy like last season's fashion, acting like he wasn't once proud to call him bestie. And speaking of questionable connections, let's talk about Ashton's support of Danny Masterson. Last year, he and wifey Mila Kunis faced major backlash for standing by their That 70s Show co-star during his serious legal troubles. For those who missed the tea, Masterson got sentenced to 30 years to life and must register as an S offender after being convicted on 2 counts of SA.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
Backlash against Ashton and Mila was fierce. Actress Christina Ricci didn't hold back, dropping this truth bomb on social media. "Unfortunately, I've known lots of great guys who were kind to me, but later turned out to be toxic behind closed doors. Believe victims. It's not easy to come forward and it's even harder to get a conviction." While she didn't name names, we all knew who she was talking about. Here's the tea about those letters. Ashton and Mila both wrote to the court supporting Masterson, begging for a lighter sentence. Ashton painted Danny as some kind of saint who kept him off drugs, while Mila gushed about him being like a big brother who helped her stay grounded. But honey, that PR move backfired spectacularly. When the heat got too hot, they dropped an apology video faster than a hot potato. They claimed the letters were just character references requested by Danny's family, swearing they never meant to hurt the victims. But with Diddy's arrest, all that controversy is starting to make a whole lot more sense. Now let's talk about Allie Carter, the brave soul who's blown the lid off this whole thing. She might not be as famous as the celebrities she's calling out, but her allegations are shaking Hollywood to its core. She's not just pointing fingers at Diddy, she's exposing Steve Harvey and Ashton Kutcher's alleged involvement in those infamous freak-off parties. Carter isn't just targeting Diddy, she's coming for an entire network of powerful men who allegedly use their influence in the most disturbing ways. The details about these VIP sections are absolutely chilling. According to Allie, we're not talking about fancy bottle service and velvet ropes. These were specially curated spaces where high-profile guests like Steve, Ashton, Jay-Z, and Naomi Campbell allegedly had access to young girls in ways that make your skin crawl. What's truly horrifying is that Allie isn't a lone voice in this. The pattern she describes, building up young people's self-worth, making them feel specially chosen for greatness, matches other survivors' stories perfectly. These poor souls were lured in by promises of fame but found something far darker behind those closed doors. And honey, Carter's allegations about silencing tactics are bone-chilling. She claims Diddy's reach in Hollywood was so massive that he could literally end careers with a snap of his fingers. Anyone who dared speak up, they'd find themselves mysteriously blacklisted faster than you can say cover up. Now let's talk about those eerie connections between Diddy and some tragic deaths that'll make your blood run cold. Take Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-wife who passed away in 2018. Official story, pneumonia. But here's the gag. She was allegedly about to drop a tell-all book about her life with Diddy, then poof, gone before she could spill the tea. And that's not all. Andre Harrell, Diddy's former mentor, was found dead in 2020 under similarly mysterious circumstances. Word on the street is he was working on his own expose about the industry and Diddy. Al B. sure barely escaped the same fate. He survived a mysterious health scare while allegedly writing his own book about Diddy. Coincidence? I think not. But wait until you hear about the underground tunnels. Yes, darling, literal tunnels beneath Los Angeles. Carter's taking us down a rabbit hole that's darker than your ex's heart. This isn't just some Hollywood urban legend. It's allegedly an open secret among the rich and powerful. These tunnels are like a hidden highway system for the elite, keeping them completely off the grid while they do heaven knows what. And soul singer turned whistleblower Jaguar Wright is backing up these claims. These tunnels supposedly date back to Prohibition, but honey, they're being used for way more than sneaking around some bootleg gin. They allegedly connect high-profile estates, including Diddy's Beverly Hills mansion. The scariest part, they're designed like a maze. Once you're in, good luck finding your way out. So here's the million-dollar question. How could Steve Harvey and Ashton Kutcher, who allegedly knew all about this dark side of Hollywood, just stay silent? Steve, the so-called family man and man of faith, and Ashton, who literally runs a foundation called Thorn to protect children from exploitation, both apparently turned a blind eye to what was happening right under their noses. Is this why they're suddenly so eager to leave the country? Are they running from the truth or from something even darker? Drop your thoughts in the comments below while we wait for more updates on this absolutely wild story. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our other videos for more juicy insights. Stay tuned, because something tells me this tea party is far from over.